Dave, what do you envision this offense looking like as Devin punches heads into year 2 and you get a healthy Gettleman?
It's certainly an exciting thing to imagine. You know, I said this in my postseason presser, and my biggest fear last winter was, what are we going to do if Kelvin gets hurt? That was a big concern I had. That's why we made the trade up. So my biggest fears were realized, and you know, Devin got hurt in camp, missed 3 weeks. I think he only played in 1 game. And as the season went on, he got better and better and better. And, you know, it's funny you asked that question because I had that conversation with Mike Shuley yesterday, 2 days ago before we left. And it's certainly fun to think about. But we'll see.
There's already been a lot of talk about how strong the defensive tackle class is this year. And your guy that likes that. Do you agree that this is one of the strongest?
You know, Bill, I'll tell you, we got back and the scouts, the college scouts, were scheduled to come in. And we had, I think it's about 5-6 days with them going through the board and you know, just trying to get guys in the right places. And to answer your question, the cliff note is yes. It's a pretty strong defensive tackle draft. You know, that doesn't upset me. It's, I mean, you got to see how it all flushes out. But it's strong.
Wisconsin quarterback Joel Stabby, table 3. Wisconsin quarterback Joel Stabby, table 3.
A lot of 20-21-year-old defensive tackles in the playoffs, a lot of younger guys. Do you take that into account with that?
Let me tell you something. We're drafting guys. You got to change their diapers. I mean, you got to be. You know, it's the 20. It's crazy, but to a certain degree. But really, a big part of it is, you know, when you get on the workout circuit, private workout circuit, bringing them in for the 30 visit or the 60 visits here. That's one of the things you really focus on. You focus on their intelligence and you focus on the maturity. Because, you saw what happened when the NBA first started drafting 18-year-old high school kids. Only about a 30%, it was only about a 30% hit rate, and the guys that they were hitting on were guys whose mother, father, someone was living with them. Okay, well, now we're taking guys just a couple of years older and that are 20 years old, and it's big. I mean, Devin was only 20. I mean, there's a lot to it. It's because it's a whole new world for him. So is it going to stop us from drafting a 20-year-old guy? No, it hasn't. It hasn't stopped us yet.
Dave, what do you guys think about the owners that you have on your roster? What's your evaluation?
I mean, I'm pleased. We're really pleased with the group. Excuse me. Jonathan had a heck of a year, missed the last 3 games, and Cameron, out of pain, got the opportunity to play those 3 games, and we were very pleased. And that snapshot that we got of Cap, we were very pleased. He did a really nice job running the ball, and the blitz pickup is the big thing that these young running backs struggle with initially, and he did a fine job with that, and he catches the ball real well. So, we're happy with him. Fozzie is a nice third down utility guy for us. And Brandon Weger, the kid we signed as a college free agent afterwards, is a big, strong, tough kid who, just has to continue to learn. And those are things you have to, when you have these guys, you've got to develop them. We're not getting instant oatmeal anymore, okay? We're just not getting it. If anybody here read Bill Walsh's book, The Winning Edge, okay, one of the concepts he had was he had a 2-year rule. And his concept was from the day you walked in the building, you had 2 years to prove your value to the San Francisco 49ers, no matter who you were. It didn't make a difference where you were. It went from the first-round draft picks to coaches throughout the building. And he said if they haven't proved their worth after 2 years, they got to go. Well, back then, the NFL was getting a much more finished product than we're getting now. So now it's really a 3-year rule. And you've got to understand there's going to be growing pains. Nothing's easy. It really isn't. A guy could have all the talent in the world, but this game is about fundamentals, and when we're getting them, they don't have it. So our coaches have got to really coach and teach, and it takes longer.
Where do you stand with
I don't talk contracts, but obviously, I told you guys I don't believe in drafting developing players for other teams. For some reason, it doesn't make sense. So, yes, we're going to have the conversation, and we're going to do the best we can. And like I said at the postseason presser, Joe, nothing's changed. We're going to try to get a deal done, and if not, there are options, and maybe the tag gets used.
Are you at all concerned about how he would react?
Josh is a pro. He's a pro, and no, not at all, because I'm not.
You carry a fullback, Mike Colbert. A lot of teams in the NFL don't carry fullbacks. Others want to, but they can't find a fullback. What do you make of the fullback position in today's NFL?
Well, it's a lot of it is, what you want to do, the niche you have. Michael's everybody has a different idea of how they want to use the fullback. I mean, the common threads of all the fullbacks right now is they all can catch. So they give you that threat right now. You have to pay attention, because on 3rd and 2, play action, bang, you're dropping the ball to him in the flat, and the guy's running 7 yards and it's first down. You move the sticks. It's kind of a lost art, dying breed kind of thing, but for us, it's a piece that we like, and it gives us flexibility. Everybody's different, the schemes are changing. People are in more 11 personnel. You don't see a lot of 21, and so that's one of the you see more 12, 20, 30, 11, and that's what you're seeing, 10, 01, 02 packages, and so the fullback is how many snaps you're going to play him. So now he's got to be a solid team's contributor. He's got to so. They're hard to find. It's not easy, because you got to remember, you don't have any fullbacks on the college level. You don't have fullbacks. You don't have tight ends. It's hard, and that's where you bless you. That's where you look at teams, and you take San Francisco, what they did a couple of years ago, drafting the defensive lineman from Central Florida, was it? And they converted him, and this kid's a darn good fullback. I mean, they saw things, and those are the kinds of things we have to do as well.
Is it difficult for you in today's game to distinguish what is and is not a catch?
Is it difficult for you to distinguish what is and is not a catch? I get confused, yes.
What needs to change?
They're working on it right now. The competition committee's getting together. I know that Ron was actually in a meeting today, and they're working on it.
Dave, you brought in some depth with Stephen Hill and Kevin Norwood. What's your evaluation of those two players?
Well, obviously with Stephen, he blew the knee so early. Stephen was with us in 2014, entire year on the practice squad, and did a really nice job, and that's why we brought him back. And then he blows the knee, and now he's got to rehab that. Kevin came in late, right before our last preseason game, and you got to learn the system. We do a lot of stuff, as you guys know, we do a ton of stuff at the line of scrimmage, and there's a learning curve there. There's a learning process. Kevin really finished the season strong. Last 6 weeks of practice, he really did some nice things, so we're looking forward to it.
There's so much talk in the last few years about how spread offenses affect the offensive linemen. Given that said, how do you see the spread offense in college affecting the defensive linemen today? Are they more prone to hesitate before they rush?
Well, I think that, when those guys are seeing spread, that's why you're seeing linebackers play defensive end at the college level, because they're coming over, they're coming out. Let's go wide, and now you got to run to the ball, okay? Stott and KK certainly played against spread offenses, and it hadn't hurt them, So I think that it's like anything else. I don't. It's a different style game, and keeps them in shape because they got to run to the ball. But no, it's. I don't think it hurts them.
We heard you earlier on the defensive tackle for this draft. What about the defensive end?
There's a nice group there, Jonathan, and one of the things that with a 4-3 defense, they're a little harder to find because there's certain physical attributes you're looking for right off the bat. But there's some interesting guys there, and working through the process, I'm looking forward to it. And very honestly, Jonathan, I'm excited to see what Arthur Miley's going to do, what Rakeem Cox is going to do. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. So, but we'll see.
Dave, do you have any update on Kelvin Benjamin? Have you seen him around the facility? You're talking to trainers. Do you think he's good in progress?
I'll tell you right now, Kelvin has worked his fanny off. He really has. He was jogging. He wasn't sprinting. He was jogging, I think right after Christmas, I think it was. So he's been jogging. He's doing some light cutting. So we're really pleased with his progress. He and Stephen Hill have done a great job. They've been rehab teammates, so to speak. But they've done a great job. And Kelvin's he's done a great job with his weight. He's still at 238. I mean, he really has taken the bull by the horns. Like any other young kid, it took him a couple weeks to get over the woe is me stuff and understand it's time to go. But he's done a great job, and he'll do some lights. He'll be doing some things this spring, and he'll be ready to go for training camp.
Dave, are you comfortable carrying Charles Johnson's salary cap figure on the roster going into next season?
Again, we're not. We got a late start, obviously. I mean, we had some conversations before the Super Bowl, but we've got a little bit later start. To me, it's not so much about what a guy makes, it's what he brings to the table. That's really what it's about. People questioned how we could carry Jonathan and D'Angelo at the same time with their cap numbers. It's about the best 53. And I don't worry about that stuff. We're going to put together the best team that we can.
Thanks, Dave.
All right?
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it.
My pleasure, kids. Have a good one.